Well, Facebook users are buzzing today after 4 Democratic senators called on the site to rethink its privacy policy. The controversy stems from the social network's attempt to revolutionize your experience on Facebook and just about everywhere else on the web while you're at it. Tom Foreman is here to walk us through the new feature that started it all. Hey, Tom.
Hey, John. Facebook wants to enhance the social networking experience for its 400 million users like this handsome devil up here with instant personalization. What that means is Facebook is taking a lot of that information that you share about yourself, what you like and dislike, your movies, all of that sort of thing, your photo, your friends, and they want to share it with other websites. For example, this one, Yelp.com. It does reviews of movies and products, shopping, restaurants, all that sort of thing. If you're a Facebooker and you go to this site, it will instantly recognize you and look over here. It will tell you, for example, that 2 of your friends have signed up and they're doing reviews. Why don't you read their reviews? Why don't you write one of your own? And if you do, you have to bear in mind it's going to tell them also that you were here and what you were up to. Now, you can opt out of this process if you want. You go into the privacy settings here under Instant Personalization Pilot Program. It's a small program right now. It's not really big yet. But then you can go through that to this page, and there you'll see it. Here's the page. There's a little tiny box right down here, and there's a check mark right there. You can check that and say, I don't want to take part. But, John, and here's the important part, that box is naturally checked. Unless you go and say you don't want to be in this, you're in, John.
So it's what they call the negative option. And I should point out, Tom, that I went on my Facebook page today looking for that and couldn't find it. So
yeah, we had a time. It was a workout to get there. Yeah.
All right. But this sounds like it could be, you know, sort of an easy way to connect you with more products, services, and people you like. And as you said, if friends of yours are doing restaurant reviews, maybe you want to know what they like and what they don't like. What's wrong with that?
Well, that's a good question that you raised, John. The issue here seems to be that you're not being given a choice. You're simply being thrust into this system whether or not you want to. That's what has these senators concerned, because they're saying, what if some kind of really aggressive marketers get after you, scam artists, even internet stalkers somehow connect to you this way? What do you do about that? Well, listen to what Minnesota Senator Al Franken had to say about that. If you look at what he had to say, this is a consumer protection issue. That's what he said. What we would like the default position to be is that you have to opt in, not opt out. So Facebook defends the program, says lots of other websites share information. That's true. But then Facebook's not just another website. John?
No, it certainly isn't. I mean, it's bigger than a lot of countries. Tom Foreman for us tonight. Tom, thanks so much. Senator Mark Begich is one of 4 lawmakers challenging Facebook for overstepping the line. I asked why he thinks it's such a big deal.
Well, I'll tell you, in Alaska, we have probably the strongest right to privacy. We actually have it embedded in our state constitution, which in Alaska, we're very libertarian about this. We don't want people prying into our private lives, as well as, in this case, our Facebook page without permission.
So what is it then that you and your 3 other Senate colleagues are asking Facebook to do about this?
Well, the first thing is we're asking Facebook to reverse the way they've done this. In other words, right now, they've just assumed everyone's in unless you opt out. And you go through this convoluted system on their website. They kind of crawl your way through it. And my staff took 3 disconnected from that. What I'd rather see is something very simple, and that's what my colleagues have said, and that is they should ask if we want to opt in. And we make that choice, yes or no, not that we're already assumed to be opted in. And in essence, leave the power into the consumer's hand, the individual who has set up their Facebook page and assume that their information would be private and contained within their page or who they have as their friend.
Facebook's position on this is that they want to, quote, enhance the experience of the Facebook user. What do you say to that?
Well, you know, it's interesting. I looked up their principles of Facebook, and here's one thing that I love: freedom to share and connect. As long as they both consent to the connection. That's in their basic understanding of how Facebook is originally set up. In their own policy, they kind of violated it to enhance maybe Facebook's corporate bottom line, which, again, I don't begrudge. It's probably what they see. But from the user standpoint, I'm not sure it enhances to get more advertisement from people they didn't add in as friends.
Is this enhancing the Facebook user's experience, or is this enhancing Facebook's bottom line?
I think it's enhancing Facebook's bottom line and at the expense of the privacy of individuals who assumed their information would be private. And I think that's for Alaska's perspective, a real violation of what we believe in fundamentally, and that's the right to privacy and protection of our information. Now, if someone wants to include and have people access their information, let them make that decision. But Facebook just assumed with their 400+ million users that, hey, we're just going to add you in, and if you find your way through our... That's going to be very difficult for a lot of people to do.
We've got a question for you on our Twitter page. This one comes from College Politico, who asks, how in the world is it the government's business what I and Facebook agree to about what information I make public about myself?
Well, I think we don't have a problem with that as long as you agree to it. And in this situation, what's been done is Facebook just assumed that all their users will agree with this new policy, which is to sell your private information to third-party vendors. And I'm not sure people I know who have contacted my office have signed up for that kind of transfer of information, private information to third-party vendors. So I understand what the gentleman's saying, but the bottom line is I'm not sure that that's what people signed up to do.
Well, we'll keep watching this one. Senator Mark Begich, good to talk to you today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Coming up, the Florida Senate race turned upside down.